Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's live video. Listen, I am on a 10-day live series all about just helping you recognize that you're valuable, recognizing that you can work on yourself, and all about preparing our hearts for what God is going to do on January the 6th when we have our in person event. The Less is More experience in Russellville, Kentucky. And let me just say, I've been doing live videos. This is day 6, actually. And I've been doing them at different times of the day to try to catch different people. So for all of you late night people, this is for you. And I'm laughing at myself because at the time of this live video, it is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time where I live. And I remember back in the day when 8 o'clock was not late, it was like prime time. So I'm laughing because I'm either growing or getting older. So I hope it's because I'm gonna say I'm growing more wise, which is why 8 o'clock is now late. So thank you for hanging out with me. Those of you who are hopping in my Facebook group, what is up? I love you so very much. If you are not a part of my Facebook community, join it. So whatever platform you're listening or watching on, we are a group of women and we're building authentic friendships centered around God's word. And so I want you to be a part of that. And so let's jump in today's video. It's all about the importance of creating healthy rhythms. And I'm actually going to talk about what makes a rhythm healthy. One of the things that we're going to be doing at the in person experience in January is we're really going to be taking a really deep dive into how to assess our personal rhythms and how to make them sustainable. So, what we're going to be doing this week, I'm going to be doing some live videos. I'm going to be talking about rhythms. I'm going to be talking about routines and habits and all the things. And then starting on Sunday, y'all, I'm so excited about this. On Sunday, inside of my Facebook group, exclusively, we're going to be doing a Creating Healthy Rhythms challenge. So if you're not a part of that group, I want to invite you to join. The link to join the challenge, it doesn't cost anything to join the challenge. But if you register, you get to download the free workbook that goes with the challenge. And so after this week of live videos, I'm just giving you a preview of what's to come over the next 3 weeks. Starting next week, we're going to be really looking at how to create healthy rhythms in our lives. And then in the experience on January the 6th, we're going to even go further and talk about sustainability for those rhythms. And so everything is connected. I am excited about this journey that God has us on. Those of you who are watching this on replay because you are already asleep, which is what I should be getting ready to do, please feel free to put hashtag replay right there in the chat. Those of you who are watching this live, thanks for hanging out with me. I wonder, let me know in the comments if you're watching this live. Are you normally up at this time, or are you like me and you're like, it's late? But I wanted to catch my night owls at some point during this 10-day live series. And so here we are. All right, I want to talk about 3 things that help you determine, that's the word I'm looking for, determine if your rhythms are healthy, right? And so as we are about to embark on this journey of creating healthy rhythms, how do you even know if the rhythm that you currently have is healthy? What are some things you need to look for? How can we recognize the rhythms that need to stay with us, and how can we recognize those rhythms that need to be tweaked or that need to be changed? And so that's what we're going to talk about in this live video. If you know someone who needs to hear this, tag them right now and share this out on all the platforms. So for me, and I'm speaking from my own experience, because if you've been following me over the last couple of weeks, you know I am on this journey with you of evaluating every single rhythm in my life and changing them and upgrading them. And it's been an awesome journey that I've been on with the Lord, and it served me well. And so I hope that this serves you well today as you look at your rhythms, and maybe you're looking to create new rhythms. Number one, hands down for me, what I've learned is that in order for the rhythm to be healthy, it has to be personalized to me. And I think this is an area that a lot of people trip up on because they hear rhythms or routines or habits that other people have, and they think, let me just take that and fit that into my life. But your life and their life, I promise you, it looks so, so, so different. And for me, I had to really look at my rhythms and say, okay, is this a rhythm that I just adopted because someone else said this was a good idea because it looked like they were being successful at it? Or is this a rhythm that really serves me well? So, perfect example. If you have been hanging out with me for a number of years, I promise you, you have heard me talk about my struggle with my laundry. So I'm putting myself out there on blast because it's real life, y'all. Laundry is, I'm not going to say it is a struggle. It is getting better now that I have new rhythms. However, there was a very recent point in my life where laundry was a whole situation. And I have tried literally every plan you could find on Instagram. I have talked to people, what do you do to stay on top of the laundry? Like, I've tried it all. I promise you, whatever system is out there, I promise you, I have tried it. I have tried it. I have tried it. And none of them work for me. Like, literally. And I felt so defeated. Like, man, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I get my laundry under control? But what I had to do and say, okay, let me think about what serves me well. What serves me well when it comes to the rhythm that I have for something like staying on top of my laundry? And so I'm trying a new system, about a system for my laundry. I'm not going to share that system yet because I don't know if it's successful yet. I just started it the last 2 weeks. And so I need to prove that it works for me. And then I'm going to share it with y'all. So I'm believing God, Lord Jesus, let this be it. Let this be the one. Let this be the winner. But I said all that to say sometimes we see other people doing rhythms and habits and all the things, and when we try to implement it, if we're not successful, we think we're failing. We beat ourselves up, but that is not serving you. What you need to do is say, okay, how can I tweak this rhythm to serve me? Personalize it. What works for you in your season of life, with your family, like how busy or not busy you are? Like, take all these things into account. So, number one thing to know if your rhythm is a healthy rhythm is number one, it is personalized to your lifestyle. So in the chat, y'all put this, take some notes from our replayers. Number one, you're asking yourself, is it personalized to my lifestyle? That is the number one thing you want to consider when you're determining, is this rhythm healthy? The second thing to determine if your rhythm is healthy is if it is a holistic approach. You want rhythms in your life that address all of you. And when I say all of you, you guys have heard me say we are three parts. We are spirit, we are soul, and we are body. And you need rhythms in your life that speak to all three of the parts of you. That is the whole you. So if you want to be whole, right? WHOLE, which the Lord wants you to, then we have to address all of those areas. We have to implement rhythms in our life that speak to, that fill us up in all of those areas. And I promise you from experience, when we address all those areas, you guys ever heard that saying like that, like when like the it right like all the tides rise, right? At like a certain point, like all the tides rise. I'm probably butchering the analogy, but go with me here. It's like you do one thing right, and all of a sudden, like all the things in your life just start being amazing. And what I found as I've been evaluating my rhythms and really making sure I'm addressing every single part of me, because I'm whole, then everything else in my life seems to be going better, right? So because y'all heard the saying like if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. Now, I'm not subscribing to that. I'm just saying like it can be real talk sometime if we're honest. But I said all that to say, when you are whole, then all the people that you serve benefit from that. Like all the tides rise. Like you yourself feel peaceful, and now you're serving with joy, and then the people around you are benefiting, and your life is a lot better when you show up for your life as a whole person, right? And if you want to show up for your life as a whole person, then you have to address every single part of you, right? So the second way, number two, to know if your routines are healthy. Number two, does it address the whole you? The WHOLEU. That is what we want to say, the whole you. Okay, so number one, if you're just joining, what is up? We're talking about how to determine if your rhythms in your life are healthy. Number one, is this personalized to your lifestyle? Very, very, very important. Secondly, we're asking ourselves, okay, does this really address the whole person? Is this serving all of me, right? The last question I'll say, or the last thing I want you to really consider when you are deciding, okay, do I have healthy rhythms in my life? I want you to make sure the rhythms in your life is so, so, so important that they align with self-assessment. What do I mean by this? And this is probably the hardest, not for everyone. I'll say for me, because it really required an honest look. And so in order for me to have healthy rhythms, I have to have a healthy way to self-assess. In plain bottom shelf terminology, you got to get honest with yourself. So, number 3, how do you determine if my rhythms are healthy? Are you being honest with yourself? Like, you really have to really look at you, like, am I okay? And if you're not okay, it's okay to say, look, I'm on the struggle bus. I'm not okay. Because if I'm not okay, what rhythm can I develop in my lifestyle to get me on a journey of being okay? I was talking to someone, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about how, and I might have said it on a live video. I do a lot of talking during the week, y'all. Okay. I know in the last couple of weeks I've said this. I've heard the phrase that, broken crayons still color. And yes, that is true. But something the Lord put on my heart was like, we don't have to be broken. Like he wants us to color, but why can't we have whole crayons? That's all I'm saying. So when we get honest with ourselves and we have regular spirit-filled self-assessments, then what we're able to do is discern what rhythms in my life do I need to implement or change so that I can be whole. And the only way for me to truly discern that is if I'm honest with myself. I need you to get honest with yourself. I think social media, I love it, y'all. I have an online community, as you know. I love it. I'm on social media pretty much every day. I'm going live, all the things. It's a great tool. But what can happen is if we are not healthy, social media can become something where it just is this highlight reel, and y'all, that's not real life. And then we look at our own lives, and if we're not living a highlight reel, sometimes we deceive ourselves and lie to ourselves, and we don't address the yucky parts and the things that need to be addressed. And so I just want to encourage you, as you're creating healthy rhythms, like, just get honest with yourself. Like, the only way to truly know what it is that you really need in your life is to be 100% honest. All right. I think that's all I want to share for tonight. We're going to dig more into this throughout the week. So just have your notifications on. I want to say this, starting on two things, actually a couple of things. First and foremost, on January the 6th, y'all, you need to get to Russellville, Kentucky. Let's just start there because I'm in the event of the quarter in Russellville, Kentucky called Less is More in 24. You need to be there. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be an interactive experience. We're going to be talking about how to have work life harmony. We're going to be talking about all the things about personal growth. We're going to be talking about self-care. We're going to be talking about emotional resilience. We're going to be talking about how to have sustainable rhythms. Like, we are on a mission to live whole. Like, not just to build our businesses and build our communities and build our ministries, but we are going to figure this thing out on how to build ourselves. And so I'm excited about that. To register for that, the link is in the description box of the video. Like, you need to be there. Secondly, starting on Sunday, inside of the Live Lovely Community Facebook group, Sunday, y'all, we are starting our Creating Healthy Rhythms Challenge. Does not cost you anything. If you are a part of my Facebook group, then you're going to be a part of the challenge. If you are not a part of the group and join the challenge. if you do not have to register to join the challenge, but if you register, you will be able to download the free workbook that goes with the challenge. The link to that is in the description box of the video. But again, if you're in the group, you'll get all the videos and all the things, but I encourage you to register so you can get that workbook, that so you can go along each day and really take advantage of this challenge. Okay. Last thing I'll say, if you live in Russellville, Kentucky, tomorrow at the Flying Pig at 6 p.m. Central, I'm having a community hangout. So come hang out with me. I love to connect, and it's gonna be fun. So I think that's all I have for today. I really appreciate y'all. This video was for all my night people. I'm trying to hit all the people. I don't know if I've had an early morning one yet during the series. And I'm not promising I will. But I know I've had like morning, I've had afternoon, I've had late afternoon. I think I had an early evening, and like this is my consider this the late night video. So all my late night people, you are welcome. I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I'm just so excited about what God is doing in our community. It's going to be like I'm just telling y'all, just stick around. God is doing something so big. He is preparing us for something major. So just hang around, stay connected, implement, apply, do all the things. And I'm telling you, 24 is going to be our year of more. But I love how kind God is, and He's getting our hearts prepared for that, right? And so I'm doing this 10-day live series. This is day 6. If you miss any of the other days, just go back on whatever platform on and watch the replay. Then listen, on Sunday, we start our challenge. So get in that Facebook group, download your free workbook, because we're going to go on a 3-week journey and we're going to create healthy rhythms in our lives. It's going to be life changing. And then those of you who are coming to the live experience on January the 6th, we're going to talk about sustainability when it comes to those rhythms. And so lots of great things happening. Even more to come, y'all. So I love you with the love of Christ. I'll be back here live tomorrow, most definitely at an earlier time. But I'm going to be here. I love y'all so much. This is April Nicole Scipio, the More Coach, reminding you that God has more for your life. Be blessed. Love you guys.